It depends. Some of our students come in and they know they're going to go into culinary, so it gets them ready to go off to culinary school. For the rest of our kids, if they're not going to go into culinary, we all have to eat, right? And we all want to eat good food. And so it gives them a basis for being able to feed themselves for the rest of their lives.
The culinary program is really awesome in high school because a lot of kids don't know what they want to do after high school. And I feel like they get the chance to dabble in it and get in the kitchen and learn what culinary arts is about. So whenever they leave high school, they can go to a culinary arts program and don't waste their time or their money. A lot of people that don't have this in high school, they go to a program, oh, I love to cook. And they end up going to a program in a technical school or community college or wherever, culinary arts program, and then 4 months into it they realize, oh, I like to cook, but I don't want to do culinary arts or be a chef. And so I feel like when we have these programs in our high school, I think it allows kids to figure out what they want to do a lot earlier on than most kids that don't have it in high school, and they waste a lot of time and money after high school.
We're doing a combination of things. First, it's note-taking and having to write down production notes, writing down the recipes. Sometimes it's writing the instructions in their own words and seeing whether or not a day later that it comes out the way they expected it to. Hands-on is really big in culinary. Like, who wants to take a culinary class if they don't get to touch the food and eat it? So hands-on is a huge way that and then we do use videos, we do use conversation, we critique the food. It's a lot of talking and a lot of eating.
The purpose when I was hired in as far as setting up the program was to create a program to where we would teach the skills that would allow our students to go get an entry-level job at a restaurant in food service. So we teach sauteing, braising, roasting, all those skills, how to cook eggs, how to cook eggs properly, how to cook vegetables properly, knife skills. You need all those things before you go work in a restaurant. And that transition, we teach them that to make that transition much easier if they decide to go to work, or even if they decide to go to culinary school. And we've actually observed that works pretty well, because we've had our students come back and report to us that their first year at culinary school or their first year at university within their hospitality and tourism field was a breeze. And our students were put in leadership positions because of what they learned in their high school program.
This is my 4th year at Waxahachie High School as an administrator. I was a teacher at a small school, and I was a little bit apprehensive about coming to Waxahachie because it's a 6A school, and I taught at a small school before this for 9 years, and then I also grew up in a small school in a small town. So when I came here, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so overwhelmed. It's a big school, it's a bigger town, and I just love how it is a big school, but it has a lot smaller town feel and a smaller school feel where everybody's like a family and everybody knows each other. And so I love that it's a big school with lots of opportunities for kids, especially in CTE and career and technical education. There's a lot of electives and opportunities that when I was a teacher and a student at a small school that we didn't have. But you've got these opportunities while it still feels like a family in a small town.